So I'm not going to talk about CSAT a lot because I think in the previous sessions we have already done that, and anyone who is sitting here generally knows about CSAT. That what is CSAT is all about. How many questions are there? How many sections are there? What kind of questions that are asked? Right. So I'm not going to take a lot of time. I'm just going to start with clocks. Clock is important topic. It has been the questions are not very frequent, but if you are going to get a question of clock, more likely you can get the answer, and it is a sure shot guarantee that you are going to get the answer in clocks. Fair point. ठीक है. सो ये बात समझ में आई कि क्लॉक का क्वेश्चन हो जाएगा तुमसे पेपर में, इतना मुश्किल नहीं आता. ठीक है. सो सबसे पहले तो क्लॉक का बेसिक समझना जरूरी है कि हमें बेसिक पता होना चाहिए कि क्लॉक क्या होती है, क्लॉक चलती कैसे. एंड वी आर नॉट टॉकिंग अबाउट डिजिटल क्लॉक, वी आर टॉकिंग अबाउट एनालॉग क्लॉक, जो अपना 1 2 3 4 वो घड़ी की सुई चलती है. सो वैसे उसमें समझने की बात ये है. तो समझने की उसमें बात ये है कि अगर मैं बात करूं कि अ, एक घड़ी है. सो वी आर गोइंग टू स्टार्ट विद मिनट हैंड. ठीक है. सो एक घड़ी का मतलब गोला ही है. ठीक है. सो एक गोला है, उसमें जो मिनट की सुई है, मिनट की सुई पूरा चक्कर, एक पूरा चक्कर का मतलब कितना डिग्री हो गया, 360 डिग्री. ठीक है. ये कितनी देर में कवर करती है? 360 डिग्री कवर करती है 1 घंटे में. 1 घंटे का मतलब 60 मिनट. ठीक है. 60 मिनट में 360 डिग्री कवर किया, तो 1 मिनट में कितना डिग्री कवर किया? 360/6 मतलब 6 डिग्री. सो स्पीड जो होती है मिनट हैंड की, दैट इज 6 डिग्रीज पर मिनट. अच्छा, यहां तक बात समझ में आई नहीं आई? हाँ. आगे चलने के पहले अपन आराम से करेंगे, धीरे धीरे. मुझे कोई जल्दी नहीं है और मुझे नहीं लगता कि आपको भी कोई जल्दी होनी चाहिए. ठीक है. सारी चीजें जो भी करेंगे समझ समझ के करेंगे, आराम से करेंगे. ठीक है. सो आई एम नॉट रशिंग इन एंड आई एक्सपेक्ट यू टू नॉट रश इन. अंडरस्टैंड द कंसेप्ट एंड अंडरस्टैंड द फॉर्मूला, अंडरस्टैंड एवरीथिंग, एंड उसके बाद सारे क्वेश्चन जो होंगे वो पीस ऑफ केक होंगे. ठीक है. बताइए, ये चीज समझ में आई कि नहीं आई कि स्पीड जो मिनट हैंड की होगी वो अपनी उतनी होगी, क्या कहते हैं, 6 डिग्री पर मिनट होगी. हाँ या ना? हम्म. मिनट की जो सुई होती है वो 60 मिनट में पूरा चक्कर मारती है, तो 60 मिनट में 360 डिग्रीज कवर करती है. सो अगेन, इफ एनी वन हैज प्रॉब्लम विद द मोड ऑफ लैंग्वेज, you want me to speak in English, I'm comfortable. If you want me to speak in Hindi, I'm comfortable. Or mix of both. हम्म. तो बताइए. Everyone is so silent. What happened? Everything is good? Okay, Priyanka, let's change the mode of language to English only. Fine. So, did you understand what is the speed of minute hand? That is, a minute hand covers 360 degrees or a complete round in 1 hour. So it means in 60 minutes it covers 360 degrees. So in 1 minute it covers 6 degrees. Are we clear on this? Now let's talk about our hand. So let's talk about our hand. So our hand covers the complete round in 12 hours. So in 12 hours, it covers total of 360 degrees or a complete round, right? So in 1 hour, how many degrees it is going to cover? That is going to be 30 degrees, right? So 1 hour can be said as 60 minutes. So minute hand covers 30 degrees in 60 minutes. So in 1 minute, how much does it cover? So in 1 minute, it covers half degrees per minute. So that's the speed of minute hand. Fine. So this is what our we have calculated the speeds of a minute hand as well as hour hand. Okay. So everyone is comfortable till this point. Now, the second important point over here is that if I talk about 12 hours means any 12 hours. From 12 to 12, 1 to 1, 1:30 to 1:30, 2:45 to 2:45. So in any 12 hours, कोई भी 12 घंटा उठा. In any 12 hours, both hands means minute hand and hour hand. Both hands overlap 11 times. In any 12 hours, both hands overlap 11 times. Overlap means one, and just above you have one and one. Right. So at 12 o'clock, if you see, both hands overlap. At close to 1:05, both hands overlap. Not exactly at 1:05. At close to 1:05, both hands overlap. So something like this. At close to 2:11, both hands overlap. So in any 12 hours, both hands overlap 11 times. In any 12 hours, both hands make every angle 22 times. Every angle 22 times except 0 and 180 degrees. Fine. So apart from 0, if we talk about 30 degrees, how many times it is formed? 22 times. If I talk about 45 degrees, how many times it is formed? 22 times. If I talk about 70 degrees, how many times it is formed? 22 times. If I talk about 90 degrees, how many times it is formed? 20 degrees. We are also going to calculate at what times, how many times I'm going to get 90 degrees. We are going to calculate that also. But remember this, every angle is uh, formed 22 times. This is going to be both ends. So 30, except 0, 0 means they are overlapping. 180 degree means one angle is just opposite to another angle. So this is what we have. Everyone is clear over here? Yes, no? Okay. Now angle is given by the formula 30h minus 11 by 2 m. So important point is note down this formula, then I am going to give you an example for this. Any angle is given by 30h minus 11 by 2m. So have you noted down the formula? Okay. So what does this formula tell? So basically, if question is talking about what is the angle at 210, what is the angle between both the ends at 210? So what is the hour value? 2. What is the minute value? 10. Just put it over here. So angle between the hands at 210 is 30 into 2 minus 11 by 2 into 10. So this is going to be 60 minus 55, and that's going to be 5 degrees. So at 210, angle between both the hands is going to be 5 degrees. Understood? So this is how we can calculate. So, and if question says, and that is text support. Now, so let's take another question. What is the angle between hands at 4:30? So what is the angle between hands at 4:30? This formula we are using. H is what? (11/2) into M is what? This. So this is 15. So this becomes 120 minus 165. So this comes out to be minus 45 degrees. Okay. Are we clear on this? Yes, no? Okay. Now, Raisha, tell me why we are getting angle in negative. At 210, I got the value of angle that was positive. At 430, I am getting the value of angle as negative. So what does it mean? Sometimes you are getting positive, sometimes you are getting negative. Does it make sense? Does it signifies anything? So basically, there are going to be two things. Okay. So when we talk about angle, so when you use this formula, and let's say R hand is here and minute hand is here. So basically, both hands haven't overlapped yet. So the angle between them is going to be positive. Now, second scenario is if you have R hand here, minute hand here, it means minute hand has overlapped the R hand and it is ahead of minute hand. Sorry, it is ahead of R hand. So angle in that case is going to be negative. So it means अगर मिनट हैंड आर हैंड के पीछे है तो एंगल पॉजिटिव है, अगर मिनट हैंड आर हैंड के आगे है एंगल नेगेटिव है. So that's how you can see one angle is negative and one angle is positive. So at 210, minute hand is behind the R hand. That's the reason we are getting a positive value of angle. And when we see at 430, minute hand is ahead of R hand. That's the region value of angle is negative. Now, if I ask a question that between 2 to 3, at what time, not 2 to 3, let's say 4 to 5. Between 4 to 5, at what time angle between hands is 90 degrees? What should be the answer? Between 4 to 5, at what time angle between hands is 90 degrees? So what should be the answer? क्या आएगा इसका आंसर? 4 से 5 के बीच में दोनों हैंड्स के बीच का एंगल 90 है. So टाइम क्या हो रहा है? That's the question we are talking about. So important part is formula, that is 30h minus 11/2 m. Okay. So angle between hands is 30. So 30. Oh, there are going to be two answers. So one angle is going to be 30. Second angle I am going to take as minus 30. We are talking about 3 to 4. So it means my R value should be 3 because 3 बजकर कुछ मिनट. That's going to be 90 minus 11/2 m. That is going to be 90 minus 11/2 m. So remember, there are going to be two answers and it is going to be what? Minus 60 is equal to minus 11/2 m. So m comes out to be 120 upon 11. In second case, it is going to be minus 120 is equal to minus 11/2 m. So m comes out to be what? 240/11. So I am going to get two answers in this case. So in most of the cases, the answers are going to be 2. Clear? So once you are going to take angle as positive, second you are going to take angle as negative because both the angles are calculated by this formula. Angle positive means R hand is behind the minute hand, R negative means our hand is, minute hand is ahead of our hand. So that's the reason we get two values. So I hope everyone understood this concept. Yes, no. We can find out the angle at a certain time. At, for example, at 3:20, what is the angle? We can also calculate that after 3 o'clock, at what time angle is going to be 50 degrees. Yes or no? हाँ, समझ में आया या नहीं आया? ठीक है, ठीक है. So now, let me take another example, another concept. Another concept is that if I talk about, I'm having a clock. ठीक है, मेरे पास एक घड़ी है. ठीक है. I am just putting it in front of mirror. Fine. So, and उसमें number नहीं लिखे. Fine. So it's just dot, 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 and there are 12 dots. So what is the mirror image of 3 o'clock? If the clock is showing 3 o'clock, how much time it will be showing in the mirror image? If the clock is showing 3 o'clock, how much time it will be showing in mirror image? क्या आंसर आएगा इसका? 3 बजे का मिरर इमेज क्या बनेगा? It's going to be 9. What is the mirror image of 1 o'clock? At 3 o'clock, the mirror image is going to be 9. At 1 o'clock, what is going to be the mirror image? That's going to be 11, right? At 4 o'clock, what is going to be the mirror image? That's going to be 8. Okay. At 3:42, 3:47, 52, what is going to be the mirror image? Now, the important point, if you see, the total time on the clock, if you say clock is of 12 hours, right? So, the total time on the clock is 12 hours, right? So, basically, at 3 o'clock, mirror image is 9. So, 3 plus 9 is 12. 1 plus 11 is also 12. 4 plus 8 is also 12. So, basically, the time on the clock plus time on the mirror image plus time on the mirror image is always equal to, if it is a 12-hour clock, it will be 12. If it is a 24-hour clock, it will be 24. If it is a 30-hour clock, it will be 30. So that is always equal to total time on the clock. Got it? So time on the clock plus time on the mirror image will always be equal to total time on the clock. Generally, we take a 12-hour clock, so it will be 12. So basically, if time on the clock is this, what is the time on the mirror image? So I need to subtract this from 12. So basically, if you want to subtract it from 12, now how to subtract? Don't subtract it from 12. Subtract it from 11, 59, 60. Because 60 seconds become 1 minute. So this becomes 60 minutes. 60 minutes become 1 hour. So that becomes 12 hours. So instead of writing 12, 0, 0, 0, 0, write it like 11, 59, 60. So that subtraction becomes easier. So this becomes 0, 8. This becomes 12. And this becomes 8. So 8, 12, 0, 8. That's going to be the answer. Understood? Yes, no. 8 o'clock, 12 minutes, 8 seconds. That's the time we are going to see on the mirror image if this is the time on the clock. Okay. Now let me take another example. There is a clock and mirror image is showing 2:17:48. What is the time on the clock? If mirror image shows the time as 2:17:48, what is the time on the clock we are talking about? Okay, Raisha. So if mirror image shows the time of 2:17:48, what is the time on the clock? Okay, Kirtana. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to subtract the time from 11:59:60. So that becomes what? 60 minus 48 is 12. This is going to be 42. This is going to be 9. So time on the clock is going to be 9:42:12. And that's how we can solve the question. So basically, whenever you see these kind of questions, you can easily solve it. Now, if I ask a simple question that and answer me quickly, I've already taught this from 1:30 to 1:30. So 1:30 a.m. to 1:30 p.m. How many times angle between both the hands is going to be 30 degrees? From 1:30 a.m. to 1:30 p.m., how many times angle between both the ends is going to be 30 degrees? What is going to be the answer? Are you sure, Kirtana? Did we talk about it? From 1:30 to a.m. to 1:30 p.m., how many times angle between hands is 30 degrees? Hmm. What's the answer? Okay, should I go back? I have written this over here. In any 12 hours, angle between both the hands are in any 12 hours, both the hands make every angle 22 times, right? So how many times you are going to have uh, 22 times? Understood? Now let me change the question a little bit. Okay, Zoya, just give me a moment. From 1:30 a.m. Monday. Okay, just I'm not writing this. I'm just asking a different question. In one day, how many times both the hands are going to have an angle of 90 degrees? In one day, how many times both the angles are going to have an angle of 90 degrees? In one day, how many times both the hands are going to have an angle of 90 degrees? What's the answer? Hmm. 90 degrees in one day. How many times? Okay. In 12 hours, very nice, Priyanka, very nice. In 12 hours, 90 degrees is going to be formed at 22 times. Is it or is it not? Right? So that is in 12 hours. But if we are talking about one day, one day is not 12 hours. One day is 24 hours. So we are talking about 2 12 hours, right? In in 1 12 hours, in a span of 12 hours, both hands are making an angle of 90 degrees 22 times. So in 24 hours, angle between hands is going to be that is going to be formed 44 times. So basically, this is the concept. On the basis of this concept, I think the CSAT has already asked question twice or thrice. Exactly, they have asked directly question on this. That angle of 45 is going to be formed how many times in one day? So answer was directly 44. If you know the answer, you will mark the answer. Otherwise, this is not something that you can think of during the exam. I hope everyone is clear. So everyone is comfortable with couple of things. That is at 230, what is going to be the angle between hands? Between 2 to 3, what is going to be angle between, between 2 to 3, how many times or at what time angle between hands is going to be 30 degrees? Yes, no? And the concept of mirror image, that is also clear, right? Ha, na. So basically, these are more or less all the concepts that are going to asked in clocks in CSAT. So the concepts we have covered, but what we need is a lot of practice on these basic concepts because these concepts are important, right? And the best part of clock, the topic of clocks, that if you are going to get a question on this, you are going to get either of the four category questions that we have discussed, right? And the answer, you are never going to take more than 2 minutes to get the answer right. So one question is very easy. More likely, if you are going to get a question of clock, more or less it is definite plus one question. So out of 22 questions that you are supposed to get it right, one question is done. What you need at this point of time is a lot of practice on the topic of clocks. And once you are done with it, uh, you are moving, you have covered one step towards your preparation of or clearing the CSAT exam. So this is it for today. I wish you all the best. If you have any doubts, you can just drop a message. I will respond. So अगर किसी को कुछ पूछना है तो पूछ सकते हैं. I'll So clock mein whatever I wanted to cover, I covered everything. So there are no doubts. So let's wind up. So thank you. Take care. Bye bye.